Alrighty. Howdy, folks. It's me again, Daniel Mako Kim, and welcome to the third episode of my Fireside chat series. And in case you're new here, I am running for the president position of USA Powerlifting. And today, I want to discuss probably one of the most important issues, even though it's so abstract. And that would be this keyword, communication. I've heard it from everyone. Like, USA Powerlifting can improve its communication. But that's so cloudy, hazy. Like, what does that actually mean? And after talking with, the executive committee, state chairs, members, over the years, I've come to understand what it means to truly improve our communication. And again, I want to start from the bottom up. At the very bottom, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but our core would be our members. We have over 30,000 of them across the world. Of course, the vast majority of them are in the US, but we're growing. How can we improve communication there? And I had a meeting with a state chair recently, and I think he said it very well. Don't quote me on it, but the gist of it was, we need to communicate not too soon, but not too late. Meaning we shouldn't just recklessly throw information out there the moment it pops up in our minds, but, digest it a bit, think about it, and relay it to our members as soon as possible. Example of that, rule changes, right? Like, the technical committee has to go back and forth on rule changes and consult with the executive committee. Obviously, they're not going to just willy-nilly just announce a random rule change. They're going to discuss it, go back and forth, revise it, and release it when it's appropriate. What is appropriate? I think that would mean not just a mass email that goes out to our entire membership base, but coordinating that effort with state chairs, an email, social media, and visuals. Let's be honest, the vast majority of our members, I think, are quite keen on Instagram. So we should be releasing simultaneously posts that not only give text for them to read, but help them visualize what the rule change is. Give them examples of it. Why don't we get some of our, favorite athletes or top athletes involved in making videos to relay that to the public, or, some top level referees who are very experienced. And that kind of, trickles down to other things. Like, anytime we make an announcement, for example, qualifying totals for nationals, or just maybe something about the Pro Series, or maybe even a local event, I think we need to be more on top of coordinating our social media with mass emails so that people know what's going on. Like, there is a lot of confusion once in a while on changes to qualifying totals because we're such a large organization now, and we've grown so rapidly over the years. And I think I can help us evolve and adapt in that very coordinated effort. All right, what else can we do? Bottom up, right? Like, after our base members, I think would be probably next meet directors. And I already went over this in a previous email, my previous video. But I want to help meet directors more directly, and through our executive committee, and through combined efforts of coordinating states all across the place. And, once in a while, I think they need a more direct line of communication with the executive committee, and I want to help expedite that process. I'm not saying that I'm going to be able to answer everyone's emails myself, but I'll try my best, and I'll coordinate with the executive committee to make sure the right emails go to the right people, and that our responses are swift, accurate, and flexible. And honestly, why not? Like, as president, I do think I should, if I'm there, be very well connected to the state chairs, who are generally our meet directors as well, because I can offer some insight. I've been there. I've been in that position. Basically, I am one of you. And as president, I think I could serve you even better by making a smooth flow of information And as I said, like, this is going to be my full-time job, truly. I don't exaggerate when I say I'm never truly off the clock. I mean, other than if I'm sleeping, of course. But if I'm awake and I see an email on my phone and I'm not literally in the middle of doing something else, I will respond as soon as possible, or at least relay that message to someone who is responsible for it or has a better answer. Yeah. All right, after that, of course, I guess it would be like regionals. Each region of the United States does now have its kind of own championship, and I want to be as involved as possible. Kind of brings me to another point. Like, I think the president should be not only be able to communicate online and through mails and social media and the website, but in person as well. Like, I don't want to discount the idea that I'll be at as many competitions as I can. Obviously, I'll have to prioritize, the biggest ones, but I want to be able to visit all these states, meet all you guys, members, state chairs, meet directors, whatever. Get more people on board, shake your hand, and show that I really care, because I do. And I don't care if it's a local meet or an international world championship. I want to be a president who is hands-on when needed, and there to help out. Because I have the skills, I have the knowledge, I have the time, I'm willing to put in the effort. The point is, why not? Now, of course, I can't be everywhere at once. I'm just one person. But, I have a tank of gas, and I do have a limited amount of energy, but I'm going to use it as efficiently as possible, as much as possible, and go full throttle in helping everyone I can. All right, and then next, I guess after the regional level, it would be the national level. And, of course, focusing on the U.S. first. I mean, I'm honestly, I think we already do a very good job with our big national events. And, of course, the president is always there as needed. I think we can, again, communicate better in terms of, changes to qualifying totals and things like that. Obviously, the Pro Series, I think, will undergo some significant changes, and I'm open to communicating on that. And after that, I think this is where I can also particularly excel, would be the international stage, right? I think I do have some of the most experience in our organization regarding our international growth, because I've been involved in several countries already. Like, let's see, Hong Kong, I've been involved, Vietnam, Guam, China a little bit. I've reached out to Taiwan, some people in Japan, and obviously that's mostly concentrated in Asia because that's where I happen to be at the time. But I want to be a president who can reach out to more and more countries, be willing to travel there, establish relationships, Europe in particular. I think we can establish a stronger foothold. And I'm not saying everyone is interested in our international stage, but a lot of our higher level or elite lifters are, and I want to communicate with these international leaders to provide the best options for all our members, whether you're a local champion or a world champion. And in terms of other things, to be honest, maybe these videos don't portray it so well because I'm trying to keep it professional. But I know how to be down to earth and understand that things like memes, TikTok, Instagram, humor, I know the time and place for those kind of things. I know when to not take myself so seriously, because that's what powerlifting's about. It's about having fun, right? All right. And then, of course, the highest level would be, I mean, you're probably thinking, what's above international level? Well, I'm talking about in the pyramid of our organization, the highest level would be the executive committee. And that, of course, would be more focused on our internal rather than our external communication. And I'm not saying that we have any problems with that, but the point is our executive committee is relatively large and full of veterans. New executive director, Heather Foss, doing a great job already. And I feel as though, as president, I can help expedite and smooth out that process of being a compromising team leader. Because after all, the president is not a dictator. Technically is just one member of the executive committee. And I think the role of the president is to act as a constructive team leader. Meaning, I'm not going to order people around and say, you do this, you do that. It's more like an open forum. Because I do admit, of course, a lot of these members of the executive committee do have more years of experience in our organization than I do. And I just want to bring a different perspective, my own fresh perspective, my own skills, and be a nice balance within our team. Because in the end, the executive committee does have the most brilliant minds in our organization, and I just want to synergize with them, make sure we're all on the same page, and that we get things done. Because I say this a lot to people, and this is not to comment on anyone else, just talking about me. I am good at talking. But as they say, talk is cheap. You got to walk the walk as well. I am a doer. When I say I want to communicate something and get it done, I'm on it right away. I want to be efficient, not make any empty promises. And I know I cannot do everything. I'm not the best at everything. Certainly not. I could admit when I make mistakes or when I'm deficient in an area. And I'm willing to reach out and tell someone, I could use your help. You're much better at this. For example, I'm not a coder, but I know a lot of people in our organization who are very good at app development and front and back end web development. So at least I know some of the lingo. I can communicate with them and then ask for their advice because, again, I ain't perfect, but I want to reach the people who are perfect for the job, and I think I can help make that happen. So, in summary, communication is something that I think we can improve on. Everyone can, right? There's always room for improvement. And I feel like I am a good balance on that scale for our executive committee. And I work very well with our executive director to make things happen. Not too soon, not too late, but Goldilocks, just right. All right, thank you for listening in, and stay tuned for future updates. Peace.